Hi, my name is Kurt Lammy. I am the pastor at St Paul Lutheran Church on Dogleg Road in Dayton, Ohio. And I'd like to take a moment today to think with you about the question, why does it seem like the church is always asking for money? All of us know the important role money plays in our lives. Whether we have a lot of it or a little bit of it, or it feels like we don't have enough of it, we all make decisions that involve money. And we also know the experience of many different groups and organizations asking us to give money to them to support what they're doing. And sometimes it feels like the church is just one of so many organizations that ask for money. Well, each one of us only has so much money to give. And so we might wonder, why should I give to group A and not to group B? Why should I give to the church instead of to this other group? One big distinction in thinking about money and the church is that you are not giving to the church. You are giving as the church. When you give money to other organizations, you are giving money to them to do work on your behalf. Whether it's care for other people, care for the environment, care for animals, whatever it might be, that organization is doing things with the money you give them, so they're doing things on your behalf. That is very different than living as the church, because the church is not another outside organization. We are the church. The church is not separate from you. You are the church. So when you think about money and the church, don't think about it as if you're giving money to some group that does something on your behalf that you're not actively involved in. You are the church. When you give as the church, you are saying, I'm using this money that God has entrusted to me to share God's love with others. And there are so many different ways that we can do that as the church. Let me put it like this. God doesn't need money, but God's ministry does. There are practical things that need to get done to show God's love with others, and sometimes those things have financial costs, so they need money. But those things are ways to show God's love to the world. Yes, those other organizations out there, they share God's love too, but they're doing it on your behalf. You're not actively involved with them. And sometimes people give money to the church thinking that's what the church is. And in one sense, that just becomes another donation to a charity, so to speak, something they can write off on their taxes at the end of the year. But living together as the church, we say that the money that God has entrusted to us, we are now going to use as the church to share God's love with others. So when it seems like the church is asking for money, so to speak, what we're really doing is sharing opportunities with each other to show God's love to the world. There are so many ways we can do that, and money is a great tool to help us share God's love with others. So please remember that you are not giving to the church. You give as the church. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think of this distinction and how it shapes your view of money and your involvement as the church. Thanks for watching.